Hello and welcome to another Left Seat Culture video. My name is Dale, and in today's video I'm going to answer one of the questions that many people seem to ask online, and that question is, what's the best way of setting up cameras for recording your flights and audio to record yourself and ATC? So in this video I'm going to show you my current setup, talk about some of the other options you might consider, and I'll put links down in the description for all of the things so you can get hold of them easier. So let me show you my setup. Okay, so the first thing before we get into it is obviously the most important thing is that you focus on flying. So cameras and all audio stuff, this is a secondary thing. You want to set things up before you go and you leave it. You don't want to be monkeying around with any of those sort of things. So aviate, navigate, communicate. Cameras and audio is not even in there at all. And the other thing that obviously I can't be responsible for, you should do your own research based on your country, is obviously the legalities of recording your audio, and the same with how you are mounting your cameras. So different aircraft have different abilities to mount with different mounting. So like microlights, for example, as long as it's somewhat removable, I think it's not an official mod, but if you want to make official modifications you need different approvals. So I'm not going to cover all that in this video. I'm just going to talk to you about what I do, how I do it, so you can make better decisions on doing things. So currently I'm using GoPros and Insta360 cameras, but this would apply to any kind of camera setup you have, just with the little nuances that certain things will need different adapters based on the brand you're using. I'm actually next year going to move all to DJI products, but again this process will be somewhat the same. So if we start off with how do you record the audio, you've basically got a couple of options, and apologies for that background beeping. So the cheapest and easiest way of doing things is to basically buy one of these filters. And basically what that filter does is it sorts out the noise that's coming through on the radio. And then you want a couple of things: the large phono jack on the one end that goes into the audio socket, and then the small jack that goes in here. And then you're going to basically plug one end into a spare slot that you have, so for a passenger or in the back, or if you obviously want to be able to plug it into the same headset jack that you're using, which we'll look at in a moment, you need a slightly different type of cable that's basically a splitter. I tend to just plug this in to one of the passenger ones and record directly from there. The thing to know about that though is obviously the audio that you're hearing in your headset may not necessarily be the audio that's getting recorded on elsewhere if the volumes have been adjusted on the kind of passenger headset unit. So if you share an aircraft, that's something you want to check that's happening, or again if you've got the room and the capability, just get the wire adapter. So again, I'll put links in the description to this little box, and I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. Or what I actually use now, it's a lot more money, is these N-Flight adapters. Got built-in filters, just makes things a little bit simpler, and I think the quality is a lot better personally, but you are paying for it. And again, it's a long cable. You've got the one jack plug that plugs into the socket, which again we're showing an overlay of that. Then with the female version, you plug your headset into, and then back to the adapter. And again with GoPros, to be able to plug that in, you need one of these multimedia modules, so that you've got the little stereo adapter on there. Other options, you could connect that into like a little Zoom microphone or a little wireless transmitter that can talk to the cameras. You've got a couple of options there, but either way you need something that splits the audio out from where the headset would go on and into the audio device, or directly into the camera.
Just confirm confirm that's hold short of runway 22 Echo 1 and cross runway 27.
Confirm hold short Echo 1 across runway 27 via Alpha 2, squawk 451, Golf Oscar Golf. Okay, so next let's look at mounting the cameras in the aircraft. So typically you're going to have a few different options. Option one is to use suction mounts. There's a couple that I use and I'm really happy with them. So this is one of them. It's a Joby mount. Basically I can suck this onto the window, just turn this up and it will suction onto the glass. Works really, really well, and obviously you've got this kind of snake head so you can move things around, get them into position. Then I have these other types of mount. I think they're PGY Tech or something. Again, there'll be links in the description. This is kind of more on a rotating arm. You can do this, that kind of goes all floppy. I tend to use those on the windows for ones on the corner. You can also get some kind of clip grippy mounts that you could attach to the cowling or what have you. Or what's most common, but again will depend on if people who you share your aircraft with, or obviously if you own your own aircraft, is to use the kind of what I call the GoPro mounts. So you've got it like this, and again it's quite common to have one above the head so you can kind of see the cockpit, and again that just slides easily in place. Now let's pop outside and I'll show you the mounts that I use for recording footage on the wing. Okay, so when it comes to recording on the wings and the tail on the Cessna 172, what I'm using is these special aviation mounts. Essentially what they do is you're using the tie down hooks on the wing area and the tail end, and basically it's a nice kind of soft foam cushioning that kind of sits in the middle here, which I don't know if you can see. Bolts on, clips in tightly, and it has I don't know what the proper name is, like a clip that sits through the bolt basically, and so the wing nut can't come off. So even if things kind of vibrate loose, it can't fall off, and obviously then fall off the aircraft and hurt someone. So again, I use the 360 cameras on the wing. I'll show you what that looks like with an overview of how it looks like mounted. And again, I just start all these cameras before I depart. You can look to mess around on your phone to start things and what have you. I don't. Just as when I'm ready to go, I turn on the cameras and get in. And then the same for on the rear, same company's mount. They do slightly different variations. And again, just like this, and I mount that small GoPro underneath the tail on that mount, and then we can get some good footage that way. So I hope this video has been helpful. For me, recording obviously content is great for sharing on YouTube, so you can enjoy the flights and hopefully learn some things as well. But really, I found it really handy when I was learning, and obviously we're still always learning, but definitely trying to take in all the information from the instructors, having the ability to have some things recorded, how to play them back, review my own performance and improve on it was really handy. But obviously make sure you get approval from your school, approval from the instructor, approval from anyone that might be covered in the videos, because you've got a duty of care and responsibility for what you're sharing. Again, if you're keeping lots of this stuff for your own benefit, which is what I did, because the school didn't obviously want to put anything online, which is understandable, but again, for your own benefit, it can be really beneficial. If you've got any comments or want any clarification, questions, ask them down in the comments. I will read them and get back to you. Again, also consider joining the Left Seat Culture Discord group, share more about kind of kits, best practices and all sorts of other things in there. We're really happy to have you along. And if I'm really lucky, I'll see you in the next video. But thanks again very much for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Until next video, take care. Bye for now. Bye.